I thought we'd start this video off with just showing exactly how our plumbing works. So it's relatively basic. Where are we here? Okay, so if you can read that, that says hose. That's where the hose connects to the outside. This little thing here is called a pressure regulated inlet valve, just in case the pressure from the mains is too big, so it regulates it so it doesn't hurt your network. It is coming in here, and it's got one way. It can just go straight up through a one-way valve and then off to your grid, which whatever you do. Another way, obviously if nothing's turned on inside your house, no water will flow. This is just a ball valve, so we switch that on when we want to fill up the tank. So when the pressure's coming in here, it fills up the tank. Once that's done, the tank's actually got a breather hole. I don't know if you can read that, but the tank's got a breather hole in it. So once the tank's full, it starts pissing out of the top of the tank, and we can hear it. And we turn the valve off, and then we've got pressure just to our network when we're connected to mains. So it's essentially like we're normal connected to mains. If we're not connected to mains, the water comes out of the bottom of this tank here, through a strainer and into the pump. From the pump, it pumps it through a one-way valve and back to the network. These two one-way valves are so the pump can't pump backwards, and vice versa, so the network mains pressure can't push water back into the pump. And then your network will vary. Ours, we have a a filtered water tap, a normal tap, an outdoor outlet for a hose if we want to wash the top of our solar panels, and we also have a shower and a hot water system as well. So your network is going to vary, but basically if you have a freshwater tank and a pump and you want to be connected to mains, this is exactly how you're going to do it, with however many connectors and elbows and bits and pieces you need to get around from where it is. That's pretty much it. Enjoy. Hands on deck.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.
So Matt and I, with the help of Jonsen, made this box to house the water pump. We lined it with foam to keep the noise down, and we attached it to the bottom of the truck. We then continued with the rest of the plumbing. We used John Guest fittings, which are extremely easy to use and really good for a motorhome that moves. They're just a little bit expensive.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Tymon cut another hole in Moogs and welded a bracket for the hot water system, and then he installed it. We went with a K-Mech hot water system. We then did the rest of the plumbing and gave it a test.
When it rains, it pours. Water's up to my chin. Won't stop fighting.
Is it on? Turn it off. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. So we tested the water and we have shitloads of leaks. But that was just my dad and Becs just hadn't pushed the pipes in far enough. So I went over all the ones that they did and just pushed them all in.
Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
We wanted to get as much of the electrical done as possible. This is Tymon installing the shower fan and light. We also did the electric inlet and outlet on the outside of Moogs.
Got long sleeves, gloves, goggles and mask.
Fingers crossed. We then did the insulation for the walls that we were going to sheet at that stage. We used earth wool. It's made of recycled glass. We did heaps of research. This was the most sustainable one that we could come up with that was available in Australia. As I said in the last video, installing insulation is a pretty miserable job. It was so hot, and we did it in the heat of the Queensland summer.
2 more days of being under the pump. I've solicited the help of my awesome dad. Again, sorry. He's starting to measure up the wall tongue and groove. All the insulation is in except for the roof at this point. We're not going to do the bathroom because we didn't get time, so I'm just going to leave that totally bare. Mainly because we don't have the fittings, and the fittings got to be installed behind the wall. We don't want to start sort of sheeting and all that kind of stuff. Remembered a couple of things that I've missed. One little LED lamp that I'm going to wire in now, and then we're going to just get a battery and a multimeter and test all the circuits and make sure they're all good before we start sheeting. Yeah.
Look at this is the insulation that I did. So tidy. This is what Tymon did. In his defense, he was working until 9:30 last night on the insulation because we wanted to get all that done so that today we could do all the walls and floors. So he's amazing. Such a hard worker. I'm very lucky. We're getting walls. We have a floor. Tymon has a nail gun. And we're installing all the tongue and groove. They're doing an amazing job. Yeah, we tested all the electrical this morning, so made sure everything worked. It's starting to look good, starting to take shape, and fingers crossed it does because we're moving in next week. Sheeting the walls was quite tedious, but super rewarding because it turned our walls from a construction site into a home. We used nails and Sikaflex to secure the tongue and groove, and thank you Janssen for putting in some mega hours with us.
Under the pump, so we're cutting lots of corners, not cutting corners, but things aren't looking as nice as what they will do. Like, we've got a lot to do in the future to make everything look a lot nicer, but that's the brains. And we installed it on, besides the 240 volt which is going to go there, we installed it on the board first, and then we just threw it up there with the three of us, and it was hard. It was difficult.
We were under the pump this time. We really wanted to get electricity inside Mowgli. We had to go back to work. We'd run out of money again. So we wanted to have electricity while we were on the road for the next 3 months.
I'm sure we probably have footage of it, but we just did a 1.5 hour Acro Yoga lesson. It might have looked like I was doing absolutely nothing, but I am exhausted. Right now I'm holding up this camera and you might be able to see it starting to shake. We're just lying on our bed at the moment, so we're chilling out. Yeah, another video. Sweet, done. I think I wanted to first of all talk about the pump box. So someone recommended to us to put the pump not attached to anything, sitting on foam inside of a box, and the box is attached to the bottom of Moogs. And that was a bit of a pain in the ass. Like, imagine the difference between that and just affixing the pump straight to the bottom of Moogs. If I did it again, I wouldn't do the box, because I'm not sure. It might save some the vibrations and the sound. But when are you ever using the pump at night time and you don't want it to be loud? It's sort of it's not really an annoying sound. I wouldn't do that again if I was you or me. Yeah, and like if you're trying to get around at night time without waking the other person up, that's not going to happen, because you are never more than 2 meters away from the other person, no matter what you're doing. Let your imagination run wild there. So the pump, I don't know, I wouldn't do that. What else? John Guest fittings?
Oh yeah, so we used John Guest fittings and they were really good. They fit together really well. You just cut it with a special little cutter, put the little plug in, and then snap the bits together, so I could fit the plumbing.
Well, you did fit the plumbing.
I did fit the plumbing and it leaked. But that was only because I didn't push the fittings in far enough.
Yep.
But once we did that, sweet as, and we haven't had any troubles with it. It's all like plastic and it's color coded, so blue for cold, red for hot, which made things really, really easy. We recommend it. It's just a little bit expensive. You can get it at like caravan supply stores.
It's pretty popular, and they've made bits for everything, so you can almost attach it to any sort of standard threaded fittings, so tap fittings if you need to swap over. So really easy but quite expensive. So
I don't know if I said in the video, it's really important that you have a filter before the water goes into the pump. Like pumps, they're most expensive.
That's what he said.
It's the most
strainer.
Oh, the strainer. Oh, strainer.
Yeah.
It's AKA a filter.
Moving on.
But yeah, the pump's expensive. The filter's super cheap, so might as well look after it. Yep,
a link in the description of where we got our pumps from. I think I can remember, and I'll try to put it in there. Okay.
The electric. So in the next episode, we're going to talk in a lot more detail.
I'm not sure if it's the next episode, but we will dedicate one episode once the electrics are fully into what we've got and how we did it and how it works. So that's why in this last one you just saw us putting it in, but yeah, that will come later on.
And we obviously do a lot of it ourselves, but the really important bits we get an electrician to do, because
240 volt, because we're not allowed to. And we got an electrician in to wire up the 240 and to program the Victron brains, essentially, charger inverter. All the little parameters that it needs to have, he did that for us, so that was the main reason on getting him in. But you go ahead.
Where you see Moogs at the end of this is where we move into Mowgli for the first time. So all we have on the walls we have walls.
Super gypsy.
We have a floor, which we chuck a mattress on. We put a table in. We don't have a toilet yet. We don't have a kitchen yet, so we were roughing it,
Yeah,
really,
I
when
think,
we first started.
I'm not sure we have it, but I did connect that outdoor tap. So we do have running water, but it's outside. Yeah, and we've got electrics. We've got 240 volt,
Yeah,
and
so we
we've
have
got
lights.
DC. So you see the little fan. I've got. I just rigged up one of the little fans because we're about to go into a 40-degree couple of weeks out at Yass.
Yeah.
That was brutal, but yeah, that's all going to be coming up in the next one.
Is the helicopter in this one?
Oh yeah, the helicopter. That's at the end of this. Yeah, so this week, check it out. Obviously, we're going to end this video again with stuff we've been doing this week. And yeah, the drone comes very close to hitting a helicopter, or the helicopter came very close to hitting my drone. We weren't.
No, we're not in an air path
weren't
or
doing
a flight
anything wrong.
zone or near an airport, and it's not a national park, so we're allowed to fly the drone. We're responsible drone flyers. And we were just having a bonfire down on the beach outside of bushfire season. We follow the rules.
What are you so worried about?
I don't know, I just feel like when we were sitting on the beach...
We were not doing anything wrong.
No, we weren't.
Yeah.
We were sitting on the beach having a bonfire, and then this Navy helicopter comes hooning straight towards us. So it's coming in hot. It comes up to us. I'm sitting on the beach, and I knew the drone was in the air. I didn't know where the drone was. Timon's like flying it, and it banks right in front of us in this little bay that we're in, and then just flies away. So you kind of get the feeling like, shit, were we doing something wrong? Like, why were they looking at us? They were obviously interested in what we're doing. I don't know whether they could pick up the drone on their radar.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty scary.
I don't think they
because-
would have flown so close to it if they
No,
had it. But,
no.
But it came. The drone ended up being. I was trying to get home as quick as possible when I saw the helicopter, and the helicopter flew in between us and the drone at about.
It was macking it.
Well, the helicopter is lower than the drone. The drone was at about 300 meters, so the helicopter was at about 100 meters off the deck, and it was halfway in between us and the drone, so it was close. The
And
drone was about 150 meters away from the helicopter. And
We
that's-
weren't worried about the drone. Like, you can buy another drone, but we were worried about the helicopter.
Yeah, the helicopter obviously flying super low. Something happens to that. They haven't got much time to react if it really goes bad. And obviously I care about others. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
thanks.
and subscribe. Thank you so much for all the comments and the feedback. And yeah, it's been super fun this week.
Yeah.
Hey.
Thanks for watching.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Just went for a 7k run. Now waiting at the pool for Becs. We do Wim Hof, cold showers and stuff. And she's going to meet me here and we're going to jump in this pool. It's winter time, south coast, it's going to be cold.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. 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 When it rains, it pours. Where are you going? Paper boy, riding your bike today. Not a care